Hey dudes, it's me, Mighty the Armadillo here, and I am from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. So last time I think we actually did manage to collect about 6 of those treasures, and as a result, we've pretty much almost collected every single treasure throughout the game, except this very last one. Which, as you can tell from the actual music boxes group, this meaning about the fact that we could potentially try to able to go after the final treasure in the game. So speaking of such though, this is going to be the finale portion of this Let's Play, unless if you really want to be looking forward to the extra videos for the music coins run through. So because of that, we're about to be heading back into the very first stage in the game, which is Out of Woods, and eventually we're able to get ourselves the final treasure in the game. Not just the final treasure in the game, but also the final music box. So yeah, it turns out it's going to be inside the actual tree itself. So either way though, yeah, let's hop right into this, shall we? So yeah, really looking forward to this though, especially noticeable about the fact that we're actually getting really close towards the end at this rate. So and eventually once that's been done, then we can pretty much move on to the extra videos, which I said this before. We'll do the music coins playthrough, and especially noticeable with the special game that we can play around with until specifically later on. So yeah, pretty much self-explanatory. All you have to do is just basically make our way to the actual tree itself after we're able to actually obtain something from the likes of, I would say, in Castle Evolutions level. So I can assure to that. So yeah, we can now able to actually entering in here. And while we're at it though, we have to do a lot of jumping precise moments worth noting for. And because of that though, yeah, we have to able to climb all the way up again. So yeah, that might be seems a bit more self-explanatory, as far as you guys should probably already know at this rate. So speaking of at this rate in time, is the fact that recently today it is the forms of the 5th of October today, in this case in 2021. And it turns out that since that recently today, about the fact the matter is though, is that the Super Mario Party game has now becoming 3 years old. I mean, geez Louise, 3 years old already? It just feels like that the time itself just went flying by all of a sudden. But either way though, after all, that we've only got about 24 days to go until, you know, Mario Party Superstars will be on its way. So that should be pretty exciting throughout. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to able to see what's going to be up throughout. And especially noticeable until this Friday that we could possibly get ourselves the reveal of the release of Metroid Dread. So that'll be until this Friday, so even then no. And also to top it off is the fact that Mega Man 11, that I don't suppose that Jewel hasn't mentioned about, that is the fact that yes, Mega Man 11 is now 3 years old as well. So yeah, that seems quite a lot of years releases by that time for the sake of the past few months or so. So even then though, gee, no wonder why that time itself went flying by, as I said this earlier. So here's the final key in the game, which is of course the blue key, and we're able to go down and able to obtain that in the process there. And of course, since we can't able to go inside the actual tree, because we have to able to climb all the way back up again. So yeah, while dealing with the forms of those, the most annoying birds throughout the whole game, and yeah, I couldn't imagine about the fact the matter is though, is that although originally this is actually my second attempt by doing this level, because well, for my first attempt on this particular level, I suddenly realized that I somehow managed to get myself locked. So I'm basically just stuck on progressioning. Like, one bird does not appear at all, and as a result though, I'm basically just soft locked throughout the whole game. So yeah, I'm gonna have to able to restart the actual run through, so thankfully for the second attempt, it's not too bad noticeably. So there we go folks, here's the forms of the next boss fight. In fact, it's been such a long time since we actually stumbled across a boss fight. That's what it appears to be an Onstar, which is basically, it's like a spider kind of boss fight. And basically, all you have to do is basically you have to let his little spider web stuff to able to actually land on the floor, and it's your chance to able to actually toss the projectile right back at him. So, and I'm assuming if you get caught by these things, then you'll turn into bullet string transformation. And the worst part about this is the fact that you're obviously gonna roll into You'll be fine on the wall, the left wall, but it's on the right wall, no chance. And because of that, though, you have to be very, very, very cautious within. So, and his weak spot is obviously his back, but, yeah, that's all you have to do in this boss fight, which, even I know for the fact that we haven't done that much boss fights for quite some time, so yeah, I might try and able to actually not get too much distractions, I hope, but... Oh jeez, that was close. Come on, ground pound. Okay, let's jump, and... Oh, don't tell me yeah, he just got back up, so... Yeah, it's gonna be one of those moments that, just like in Yellow Belly boss fight, there might be a bit of distractions involved for the sake of this boss fight, so... Does he going to... Oh, God, that was close! No! Ah, screwed us up. But at least, thankfully, we're on to this specific spot, so even though we can't go fit through that little, hole there, would you believe? But, oh, because there's a breakable wall that we can able to go through, so that's nice. Especially noticeable I can able to, like... You know, try this boss fight again. This is more likely, specifically, is one of the hardest boss fights in the game. Especially noticeable because, you know, we're getting towards the end. So, oh jeez, okay. Sometimes this thing does have a weird pattern, like sometimes shift between left or right. But apart from those, okay, so I might be fine taking invincibility frames. There we go, that way we get hit. And, of course, it'll do this ramp to repeat until when the actual color of the back is actually changed. So, like, for instance, by the start of the fight, it obviously goes blue, and then it turns green later on, and, well, it usually right now in that case, and eventually he'll go into red, so... Oh, come on, really? Come on! Ground pound! Ground pound, for God's sake! Ah. Oh, jeez. This is gonna take a while. Especially noticeable that, I swear, my ground pound is not working with me half the time. But, okay. We're gonna have to just not mess this up here. Don't get touched by these things. There we go. Is he gonna drop down right where I was? Okay. Alright, just one more hit, and then he should be done for good. So, I think the third and final phase is gonna be tough though, because obviously then now he shoots out 3 of these things, and... Oh, okay, good. You can able to jump on them to able to make the break, so thankfully you should be safe if you manage to jump on these things, so... Oh, why is that always... Oh, it was on towards me. Come on! Come on! Ah, son of a... Yeah, it's definitely more accurately... This is definitely one of the most hardest boss fights in the game. Because, if you manage to able to get touched by his, you know, that little, spider web, then, obviously, your thing is done, so... Oh, dear me. What is going on today? Hopefully, third time's the charm, though, and hopefully, we should able to pass this. And I really need to get this game done and over with before we, not only just try to deal with the music coins run through, but also... move on to the next Wario platformer series. Like, you know, the next one will be Wario Land 4 for the Game Boy Advance, and that will be about it for the most part. Although, we still got Wario Master of Disguise for the DS, and also, you know, Wario Land The Shake Dimension, aka Shake It in America, so, don't make me trapped! Okay. Alright, there we go. Now for the third and final phase. Seriously, I think to me, the third and final phase is always kind of a bit of a struggle for me. But, let's see if we can able to do this. Come on. Alright. Alright, there we go. Come on. Just want to get this over with. Okay, that should be fine. And there he goes. I'm not doing this boss fight anymore. I mean, literally, I'm not gonna do that ever again, because it just always kicks my butt. But there you go, folks. There's our 100th and the final treasure in the game, and also what's in here? Well, of course, it will be the final music box right there, and since that we actually got all 5 music boxes, so that means we can now finally head back into the temple. And meaning, we can now able to actually get a massive contact with the forms of the hidden figure that who is responsible for that Well, you know what I'm saying. So, either way though, and it looks like that is gonna make us beautiful, nice little sound. And of course, yes, we're about to be heading back into the temple. Even though, no, I rarely went into there all that much though, because all it gets before that happens, it just gives you like hints and tips and tricks and all that stuff, so... Anyways, into the temple as we go. Wonderful work, Wario. Now, replenish my power. With the power of 5 music boxes. And sure enough... And now the thing starts to crumble. And there's even much more crumbling than ever before. And I can definitely tell what's in here. And Wario was so, like, overly panicked. What the heck is this thing? It's almost like a monstrosity clown. Ah. Finally, I am myself again. Now, I can rule this world and the outer one as well. I need you no longer, Wario. I shall crush you like a bug. So yes, here he is, folks. Here's the final boss in the game, the hidden figure, or should I say, Rudy the Clown, because according to the forms of the actual Wikipedia page, that's what his name is. So yeah, here's the forms of Rudy the Clown, and he's the final boss of the game. Now, unlike in any other boss fights throughout the game, well, basically, that's there's no need for exploration. However, though, that's the only way you can deal with this guy is the fact that you're gonna have to able to, well, stun his hands. Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me that... Oh, I get it. If you get crushed like that for his hands, it's instant game over. So yeah, that's the only time you only get game over in the game. So, despite the fact that in the main stages, that you don't die, so... Oh well, we'll keep trying I suppose, but thankfully, since we actually already seen a scene, this means I can able to skip this little cutscene here, so... this is definitely more accurately the harder fight in the game, just because of the forms of, well, if you get caught by his hands, then it's instant game over, and you have to do the entire fight all over again. And also, get this, is the fact that his, gloves are actually spiky. Although it's not so bad in the beginning, but it's all the final phase, it's always kind of difficult. So yeah, the main emphasis on this fight, as I said this before, you have to be able to jump onto his, hands, and then once these hands get stunned, you can able to toss those hands right into its nose, and then that way it deals the damage. But again, the only thing you need to be careful of is, of course, if he grabs you, then you'll lose instantly, and there's no point for able to actually just to break out of it though. So anyways, on to the final phase again, and hopefully we would... Oh my god, that was so close. I seriously swear to god, I hate these attacks. They just always comes off as like so unpredictable, but at the very least, so close. Okay, come on, I need to get this done. Alright, one more hit. Stop bouncing onto its gloves. God darn it, Wario. Okay, this is getting so... Dang it all. Well, there's our second game over. I can't believe I just got myself screwed over. It's always this last phase, it's always very difficult. But, we'll keep trying, But hopefully, third time's the charm, but hopefully we would be able to pass this. I highly doubt it, so... Oh, jeez Louise. Okay, stop bouncing on the glove. Thank you. Let's go wait until when he, Oh, and by the way, that's, something worth mentioning, though, is the fact that for those of you guys who ever played Dr. Mario 64, Rudy the Clown will be a playable character on that game. But unfortunately though, in the UK country, we can't be able to play Dr. Mario World because it only came out in North America. So, yeah, that's something worth noting for the sake of this info. So, come on! Ah, so close! It's always that little, that segment right there. And in fact, that since his face actually represents that he was in rage mode or impossible level. And when you get at the last hit, he's done. Whew! That was actually pretty tough though. And with that, let's watch the ending to Wario Land 3 for the Game Boy Color. So, since when the Rudy the Clown has pretty much been defeated, and the actual piece of the world in the music box is going to be fully restored. So those enemies are somehow turned into humans. I mean, what is this, like a Beauty and a Beast kind of syndrome? Like, basically, some of these are real people turn into, like, weird stuff. Okay, that seems kind of strange. Thank you very much. Long ago, this was a peaceful world, but that menacing being appeared and tried to take control. We managed to seal away his power in the 5 music boxes, but he used the last of his power to change us into strange beings. Fearing his return, we tried to stop you. But we never thought you would defeat him. Thank you very much. He said this twice in a row. So, we'll give you all the treasure you have collected so far. Now then, let me send you back to your own world. So he's gonna send us all the way back to the outside world, in this case, our world. So, potentially speaking, we're now back into where we came from after that plane crash. And alongside with that, we got ourselves a treasure too. Just like in the forms of in Wario Land 2. Except we don't able to actually get Syrup's treasure or anything. And after that scene is finished, then we get ourselves this credit sequence. So, along with the forms of that particular nice little sprite of that music box, as you see. So, yeah, I'll give my final thoughts of Wario Land 3 until specifically whenever we get into the extra video. Although, I will mention something briefly. I think this game is really awesome. Especially noticeable, it's almost like the expansion to Wario Land 2, like the same movesets and everything, but in the forms of how the fact that the only major gripe I have with the game is the fact that it's a rather slow beginning. Although sure, you might able to actually get something out of it though, for the sake of the first few treasures, but apart from those side things though, that when you get fully powered up, that it'll get a lot more funner as you progress, so... And also the music is so damn catchy as well. And the visuals look super amazing even to this day, after about 21 or so years ago, because this game came out in 2000, and it still looks really great. And it controls super perfection, just like in Wario Land 2 and all that stuff. And exponentially speaking, I really do like the levels of the game. The only one exception being Forest of Fear, just because Forest of Fear is a bit tedious, just because of all that climbing involved, but aside from that though, and the story itself is pretty interesting to say the least, rather than just trying to stop Captain Syrup again, unlike in Wario Land 1 and Wario Land 2, but at the very least that the villain itself is a little bit different, so, I digress, and finally the gameplay, pretty solid, and especially noticeable, it kind of reminds me of Wario Land 2 for a bit, except a lot more expansive, so... Yeah, I should definitely recommend getting this game, either on the emulator or the 3DS eShop re-release, and yeah, you should probably give this a chance. But if you're most able to get all the treasures in the game, you get yourselves a perfect little imagery right there, while Wario gives you a thumbs up. So yeah, that seems pretty cool and awesome with that specific reward. Although, much like in Wario Land 2, you can't able to actually skip this, along with, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, so yeah, this is pretty much unskippable. So, although it's only in Wario Land 4 and onwards though, including Wario World as well, that this sequence is skippable. So, anyway, so I think suffice to say, we'll grab the endings off here, because this Let's Play is not exactly over yet though, because next time, for more of Let's Play of Wario Land 3, that is the fact that we're about to be start to hunt for these music coins. I think we should probably get started with the north portion first, and then end it off with the east portion, so that should be good to go. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Later, fellas.